The firelight dances across Sebastian's face as he glances up from tinkering with a small enchanted snow globe. Its tiny figures skating in loops. His expression shifts from concentration to that familiar, playful smirk when he spots you. Ah, just the person I wanted to ambush, greet with holiday cheer. Come here, I've been perfecting this little trick. He gestures you closer, holding up the snow globe which now shows two miniature figures chasing each other around a frozen pond. One suspiciously resembling Gareth Weasley face-planting into a snowbank. Festive, isn't it? Though I might have improved the realism. From the velvet sofa, Ominous sighs without looking up from his book. Sebastian, if you're going to sulk about Hogsmeade again, at least have the decency to share those gingerbread cookies you stole from the kitchen. He tosses a cookie, allegedly stole, before leaning toward you, voice dropping conspiratorially. Now, tell me you've reconsidered accompanying me to Zonko's instead. I've heard they've got new dung bombs that smell like peppermint. Seasonal sabotage, darling. The enchanted snow globe slips from Sebastian's fingers as he leans forward too eagerly. But with a flick of his wand, he freezes it mid-air, only for it to suddenly erupt into a miniature blizzard that dusts his hair white, brushing off snow with exaggerated dignity. Planned that. It's totally intentional. He snaps his fingers and the snow reshapes into mistletoe that drifts perilously above your heads. Hogwarts tradition dictates you can't ignore magical mistletoe, you know. It's, cursed. Yes, cursed to insult your honor if left unacknowledged. Ominous rolls his eyes so hard it's audible. You're dreadful. And also holding the cookie jar hostage. Sebastian Sallow, ignoring eyes glittering with mischief. So, naughty or nice this year, love? 'Cause I've got a list. He pulls a scroll from his pocket, unfurling it to reveal doodles of Gareth being pelted by enchanted snowballs. The scroll suddenly yanks itself from Sebastian's grip, rolling up with a snap and bopping him lightly on the forehead before floating over to hover accusingly near the fireplace. Ominous smirks, stirring his tea with unnecessary serenity. Even inanimate objects have standards, it seems. Sebastian huffs, but his grin returns as he nudges a half-wrapped present toward you with his foot, the paper suspiciously charred at one corner. Hypothetically, if someone, not me, may have already gotten you a gift, would you rather open it now, or wait and risk it exploding from anticipation? Because again, hypothetically, it might contain something that definitely didn't involve bribing Peeves for information on your favorite sweets. The mistletoe above you jingles ominously. I'd rather open it now, you say. Can't risk another explosion so close to Christmas. Sebastian's grin widens as he snatches the package back at the last second, holding it just out of reach, but the singed wrapping does spontaneously combust in his hand, leaving behind a small, unharmed box that he presents with a flourish. Right. Minor oversight. Natsai may have warned me about combining fizzing whizbees with enchanted wrapping paper. He flips open the lid to reveal a delicate silver charm bracelet, each charm a tiny moving replica of your shared misadventures, a broomstick, a screaming mandrake, and inexplicably, a miniature Sebastian waving smugly from a broom cupboard. Ominous chokes on his tea. Merlin's beard, Sebastian. Was storage closet incident really necessary to memorialize? Sebastian Sallow ignoring him, eyes alight. See? Now, you'll always remember who your best adventure partner is. The mistletoe drifts lower as he adds, sotto voce, and maybe consider ditching Hogsmeade with Weasley tomorrow? You smile at the gift. I could never forget the chaos we caused Sebastian. Thank you for the bracelet. You hold out your wrist so he can fasten the clasp for you. Sebastian's fingers brush your wrist as he fumbles with the clasp, his usual confidence vanishing into uncharacteristic clumsiness. The tiny charm of himself trips over the mandrake and face plants into the broomstick charm. Sebastian muttering, "Bloody traitorous mini-me." He finally secures it, adjusting the bracelet with a theatrical sigh. There. Now you're officially my partner in crime. Legally binding according to the fine print. The mistletoe above you jingles aggressively, now sprouting holly berries that glow warning lights. Ominous, dryly. For the love of Salazar, just kiss her, so we can move on with our evening. Sebastian chokes on air, his ears turning as red as the berries. Ominous, despite his blindness, somehow feels the tension and rises with a pointed yawn. I'm going to conveniently forget I witnessed any of this, or that Sebastian's ears are currently redder than a Grindylows backside. The mistletoe chooses this moment to drop squarely onto Sebastian's head. He freezes like a kneesel caught in a lumos beam. Stiffly, this is definitely cursed, possibly poisonous. We should, address it. For safety. His eyes dart to your lips, then away. The fireplace crackles loudly, sending a rogue ember spiraling onto Sebastian's sleeve, which he doesn't notice until smoke starts curling upward. Ominis, already halfway to the door, pauses just long enough to wave his wand and douse him with a jet of ice-cold water. Deadpan, you're welcome. He exits, leaving the portrait hole swinging behind him. Sebastian, now dripping wet, but still clutching the mistletoe like a lifeline, shakes his head like a disgruntled Krupp. The tiny bracelet Sebastian charm is face-palming. Right. New plan, we burn the mistletoe, obliviate Ominis, and... He stops abruptly as the charm bracelet version of you leans in to plant a dramatic kiss on the miniature Sebastian's cheek, causing the entire bracelet to chime with festive sparkles. Silence. Hoarsely. Bloody hell, I should have charmed it to do that sooner. You take a step closer to the soaking wet Sebastian. Sebastian's breath hitches as you step into his space, water droplets still clinging to his freckles. The charm bracelet's tiny figures have frozen mid-scandalized gasp, watching eagerly. Voice unsteady. If, hypothetically, I did engineer this entire scenario, he gestures vaguely at the mistletoe, the smouldering sleeve, Ominis' abandoned teacup, would you still? You reach up, brushing a damp curl from his forehead. Then softly you say, I'd still. And his entire train of thought visibly derails. Whispering. Bugger. I hate it when you're this close. Makes it impossible to... A snowball smacks against the window with a startling thwack, followed by Imelda Ray's distant yell. Sallow, stop romancing and help us smuggle this enchanted reindeer into Sharp's office. Sebastian doesn't move. His eyes dart to your lips, then back up, brimming with equal parts mischief and something terrifyingly sincere. Grinning. Let them wait. Sebastian hesitates for just a heartbeat longer, then closes the gap between you, pressing his lips to yours in a kiss that tastes like stolen gingerbread and wood smoke. The bracelet charms erupt into a cacophony of tiny cheers, fireworks, and one particularly dramatic reenactment of the Whomping Willow incident. The common room door bursts open. Gareth Weasley. Sebastian, I need your help with. He freezes, taking in the scene. Sebastian mid-kiss, mistletoe now glowing aggressively pink, and Ominis, who doubled back for his forgotten book, standing in the doorway with his hands over his ears. I retract my earlier statement about conveniently forgetting things. Sebastian pulls away just enough to growl. Not. Now. Weasley. Gareth's eyes flick to the bracelet, then to you, then to Sebastian's murderous expression. He backs out slowly, grabbing Ominis' sleeve as he goes. Right, I'll just explode myself in the courtyard instead. The door slams shut. Sebastian exhales, forehead resting against yours. The enchanted mistletoe suddenly drops onto Sebastian's head again with a soft plop, and he groans dramatically, not moving from where his forehead still rests against yours. I swear, if this thing keeps, before he can finish, the bracelet's tiny versions of you and Sebastian suddenly reenact the kiss, complete with miniature fireworks that shoot out in a sparkling arc around your wrist. Sebastian stares at it, then at you, his ears turning an impressive shade of crimson. Voice cracking. Okay, that was not the charm's original function. Sebastian, glancing upward. The enchanted mistletoe. Persistent little blighter, isn't it? His thumb brushes your cheekbone, a grin softening. Suppose I should have charmed it to vanish after one use. Lowering his voice. Tell me you'll ditch Hogsmeade tomorrow. We could raid the kitchens instead. Steal all the mince pies, charm the suits of armor to sing carols. His nose scrunches as Mini-You on the bracelet starts enthusiastically nodding. The firelight catches the snow still melting in his hair as he waits, half smirking, half hopeful, for your answer. Your hands are gently fisted in his dripping robes. I like the sound of that. Sebastian's grin turns downright wicked as he twists his fingers and with a sudden tug sends you both tumbling backward onto the nearest plush Slytherin sofa. The mistletoe, now tangled in his hair, glows triumphantly. Sebastian, breathless. Brilliant. Now that's a Christmas miracle. He flicks his wand lazily toward the fireplace, sending a cascade of enchanted snowflakes swirling around you both. Propping himself up on one elbow to gaze down at you, damp and disheveled, and utterly pleased with himself. Adventures with you always taste better than mince pies, love. His thumb traces your lower lip, eyes darkening. Outside, the enchanted reindeer finally crashes through a stained glass window. The bracelet's charms burst into a celebratory conga line, and Sebastian, Sebastian kisses you like it's the only thing he's ever wanted to steal.